One winter evening, when she's 5 months pregnant, she stops quickly at home on her way somewhere else. The landline rings, and she, who never picks up because it's always patio or double glazing salesman, this time she answers it. Hello, may I speak to Adélaïde Bon? Speaking. Born in Paris, March 1st, 1981? Yes, why? Hello, ma'am, this is Captain Vidocq. She bursts out laughing. This is no joke, ma'am. I'm from the Juvenile Protection Brigade. Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought my husband was playing a prank on me. Of course, that's all right. You filed a sexual assault claim in 1990, is that correct? Yes. Well, I'm calling to inform you that we've arrested a suspect in the case. I'm contacting you so that you can file a new claim. He might have kept talking after that, but she can't remember it. Can't process anything else. She's shaking, pressing her forehead, cheeks, hands to the window. She's burning up. She wants to laugh, to cry, to leap, to collapse. All these years, and the police hadn't forgotten either. All these years, and the police hadn't abandoned her. She calls her parents, her brother, her 2 sisters, her husband. She tells them that she's just been given the best Christmas present of her whole life. She sobs with happiness. You're so sensitive, it's ridiculous, her oldest sister says. It was such a long time ago. It's been 20 years and a bit since they last spoke about it. Twice now she's slipped the new word rape into conversations, once with her parents in the car, and once at a restaurant with her sisters. The second time, the younger one confided that when she was a teenager, a boy with whom she'd had a big summer romance had raped her. She hadn't said anything to anyone. How could she, at 16, find the words to describe what had, in a single instant, and perhaps forever, destroyed love and trust and lightness? And who would have listened? Who would have believed her? It had taken her years, too, to label the catastrophe with the word rape. Her sister, her darling sister. They didn't embrace one another. They didn't dare. A few words in common weren't enough to undo years of reserve and solitude. When her sister added that a sex therapist she'd recently consulted had said that that wasn't the reason she was suffering, she was irritated and retorted dryly that the sex therapist was clearly incompetent. She clammed up again after that. 2 months after the phone call, she has a meeting at the Juvenile Protection Brigade to reiterate her deposition. She waits in a cafe for the preoccupied girlfriend who is supposed to help her prepare for the appointment, but arrives only in time to accompany her. The captain has asked for a photo of her at age 9, so she has 2 large school portraits in her bag. To distract herself from the fear and the waiting, she takes the photos out and places them side by side on the table. The first one, taken 4 months after the incident, features an impish little girl with laughing eyes and a nose sprinkled with freckles. The second one, taken a year after that, shows another child entirely. Her eyes are dull, her cheeks drooping, her smile forced. Her dimples have disappeared beneath a layer of fat. She looks terribly sweet. She stares at the impish little girl and doesn't recognize her. She strokes the photo with a fingertip, tracing the oval of the face. She doesn't dare touch the eyes or the mouth. She trembles. The child looking back at her is a stranger. She sits in the captain's office, clutching at her pregnant belly, at the new life growing inside her, at the kindly gaze of the police officer, at the details of the office, the armrests of her chair, the walls, afraid she'll slip away. You were the victim of a sexual assault in your apartment building. What do you remember? The captain asks. She can't breathe.